Hello and welcome to Gemmo Memo. Today we're going to be talking about almond gemmotherapy. Almond is one of my personal favorite extracts. I especially like it because it has such a different impact on the body depending on the dosage that's given. And I love the soft opening energy that almond offers in a very subtle but profound way. I'm here today with herbalist Teri Brooks and acupuncturist Maegan Lemp, each of us bringing our wisdom into a look at gemmotherapy extracts. First, we're going to take a look at what almond looks like as a tree. Teri, can you tell me something about the almond tree?
The almond tree, actually there's many species, of course. The one we're talking about in gemmotherapy is Prunus dulcis, or sweet almond. It is indigenous to much of Asia and the Mediterranean region. In our country, California happens to be the largest producer of almonds in the whole world. The thing about the almond tree that might be of interest as we talk about it is that it is very fussy and sensitive about its growing conditions. It's about 10 to 15 feet high, and it's one of the earliest trees to go into bloom in the spring. It's been said that it's such a snowy white, covered with blossoms, that it brings the light, or it looks as if it's lit. It does need full sun. Some of the sensitivity, it needs hot, dry, sunny, long growing seasons. It requires also 200 to 400 hours of cold temperatures below 45 degrees. So that is required to break the dormancy of the buds. It's not adaptable to the tropics at all for that reason. It likes well-drained, loamy soils, but it needs ample rainfall. And so they're often using irrigation on this tree, but even irrigation has to be timed correctly. So it has all these little needs that it wants to have satisfied.
Teri, is there some historical use or something interesting in folklore we could learn about almond?
Boy, almond is mentioned in the Bible repeatedly, but it is mentioned in many cultures and myths as a symbol also. The one that I was particularly attracted to was that one of its ancient names is Luz, L-U-Z, which means light in Aramaic. Aramaic is the dead language of the Middle East. BCE, we're talking about hundreds, thousands of years ago. And it also is titled Mandorla in Italian, and that also means light. And they both refer to the almond-shaped aureole around the heads of iconic religious figures in religious art. So it's showing that light around the person's face and head. It also happens that this nut is really high in magnesium, and magnesium is also a source of emitting a lot of light.
Interesting. So, Teri, is there anything particular that comes to mind that you'd like to share that might give us a hint to the potential of this extract?
Well, without looking deeply at your end of it, Lauren, I had the very strong sense in reading about almond again that reference to light and the magnesium, it seems to me that it must have something to do with the frequency or the vibration in our bodies and in our etheric energy systems. And just wondering if that isn't the case when you talk about how subtle it is, if it doesn't bring that light back to our body and our energy system.
Oh, wow. Wow. Perfect lead-in, Teri. Perfect lead-in. Thank you. Yes. So almond as an extract, when it is in that bottle, its potential for the primary action is a tonic, but this tonic is on the circulatory system. And its specific action there is to lower cholesterol. It actually reduces triglycerides quicker and more effectively than any other gemmotherapy extracts. Its action, though, on the circulatory system is particularly focused on the carotid artery. So this is directly affecting the nervous system. And I think when you talk about bringing that light, Teri, I see that almost traveling through the veins, right? Oh. So this increase of oxygen that's being provided now as we move the blood through to the brain improves the transportation of essential fatty acids, therefore protecting those very important neuron connections. Almond is magical in its ability to improve memory and mood and this overall sense of being, well-being, which I see as a way of allowing light in, right? Almond does have a secondary action, and that's as an antioxidant, supporting the kidney function, eliminating uric acid, and actually slowing the aging of the kidney tissue. It harmonizes pancreatic health, and it also, in its work to reduce triglycerides, it's helping protect the degeneration of pancreatic tissue. So what I find interesting is who might consider almond. And in microdoses, that could be an adolescent to adult, male or female, with a loss of connection to self or purpose. Perhaps they have mild depressive symptoms that could include some obsessive thinking or some mild memory and focus challenges. And microdosing meaning 1, 2, at the most 3 drops. But in higher doses, almond gets to work on that circulatory system and is helpful for aging adults, male or female, who may have high blood pressure caused by blockages or high levels of triglycerides. You can see there's quite a number of uses. And I'm curious to hear what you have to say, Megan, when we're looking at almond through that Asian medicine lens.
Yes, actually, the way that Asian medicine looks at almond is very much congruent with what you're talking about. So from the East Asian lens, almond is a liver energy soother, and therefore it supports the blood flow and the emotions associated with liver. And it's also a supporter of kidney energy. And both of those have to do with emotions and the mind. So in liver energy, we call in East Asian medicine liver the commander. And the commander controls the smooth flow of everything. So the liver energy does have to do with the liver organ. We know that it cleans and stores the blood, and we know that it nourishes the muscles when we're in motion. But the liver energy controls the smoothness with which everything in the system happens. That's the smooth flow of chi, the smooth flow of blood, and the smooth flow of our emotions. So, for example, if liver is off, we might see some blood issues, some coagulation. We know that often tends to thin a little bit. And if liver is stagnant, we will see a herky-jerky movement in our both chi and in our blood. So the emotion associated with liver is the feeling of stuck. It can manifest as frustration, mild depression, mood swings, but additional signs that might tell you that the liver is not flowing smoothly is frequent sighing or feelings of fullness and distension in the upper abdomen where the liver is, but also anywhere in the body. Sometimes we might feel like we have something caught in our throat, a lump in our throat, or a bitter taste in the mouth. And when the liver is not flowing smoothly, we tend to wake up between 1 and 3 in the morning. Anytime that there's a blood issue in the body, liver energy is involved because liver controls the smooth flow of blood. Blood in Asian medicine is called liquid life force, and it's pretty much involved in everything. So somebody that might benefit from almond might be somebody who needs their liver to clean a little bit better, somebody who is feeling stuck, or somebody like Lauren said, who just needs a gentle flow and opening in the way that they're feeling. Kidney energy in Asian medicine, we call the congenital root of life. It's the energy that we inherit from our ancestors. It controls our ability to grow and reproduce. And kidney energy is the first to start declining as we age. So interestingly, kidney is associated closely with the brain. So anytime we're looking at any type of memory or brain challenge in Asian medicine, kidney is involved. So you can see that if liver is affecting the smooth flow of the chi and our emotions, and kidney is supporting the brain, that with almond you'll get a very strong support of the nervous system in a very gentle way, in memory and in smooth flow of emotions.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. Beautiful. Yeah, certainly an extract to consider. And in closing, I'd like to recommend that you have a look at some materials we have for you. I have quite a bit on Gemmotherapy on my website, laurenhubele.com, and you'll find classes, my books, as well as a guide to Gemmotherapy for beginners. And Teri, you have some books you'd like to recommend?
I can recommend several books, but I'd also like to recommend an author, a Canadian author. Her name is Diana Beresford Kroger. So her last name is Beresford, Kroger, Kroeger. And she is currently working on renewing the global population of trees, but she has a fascinating life from birth till now, and just she's got videos, she's got apps, just look her up, she's everywhere. Otherwise, we have The Meaning of Trees by Fred Hagenader, Tree Medicine, Tree Magic by Ellen Everett Hopman, and The Wisdom of Trees by Jane Gifford.
Beautiful. Thanks, Teri. And Megan, what about you?
Yes, you can email me or look at more information on my website, which is www.aculemp.com.
Perfect. Teri, Megan, thanks for sharing your wisdom with everyone today.
Thank you.
Thank you.